Tension in Delta communities amid military tragedy. Kogi communal clashes claim lives, 4 feared dead. Economic hardship grieves Northwest, residents turn to humble sustenance. And on the foreign scene, Niger's junta revokes military cooperation with United States. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Martia Umar. Now the news in detail. The situation in Okwama Community, Delta State is tense after the killing of Nigeria's soldiers on the peacekeeping mission. Allegations suggest that soldiers may have retaliated by raising the community. A manhunt for the perpetrators is underway with arrests made. The incident in Okwama Community, Delta State has led to heightened tensions. This has prompted residents to flee neighboring areas for safety. The military, under the leadership of Major General Jamal Abdul Salam, is conducting a manhunt for the perpetrators and has made some arrests. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has taken action by ordering a thorough investigation into the tragic killing of the soldiers. The Okwama community in Uweli South local government area of Delta State, where 16 soldiers were killed, has been completely razed. Allegations suggest that the community was set on fire by angry soldiers in retaliation for the death of their colleagues during a peacekeeping mission. Residents have fled to neighboring Uweli community out of fear of reprisals by the military. While a manhunt for the perpetrators continues, some arrests have been made by soldiers led by Major General Jamal Abdul Salam. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboweri strongly condemned the unprovoked killings and extended condolences to the military and the families of the deceased officers and soldiers. Similarly, His Royal Majesty Clement Ikolo de Urukpe I of Ewu Irobo Kingdom expressed profound condemnation of the incident, describing it as heart-wrenching and a significant loss to the nation.
These military men, they are people who are there to protect our nation. They should be held in high esteem. They are there to protect us from people who are there to invade and or to commit heinous crimes. It is very sad that these same people who are there to protect us, who are one of us, that this kind of heinous crime will be carried out and they will be killed in the process. It is very, very sad. It is disheartening. I totally condemn it. It is unacceptable. And to crown it up, one of them who has been killed in the process is somebody who put in all he could at the time of my presentation of staff of office sometime in November last year. He was very supportive. He stood firmly by me.
Now, still on insecurity, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has vowed that his administration would not relent until peace is achieved in every part of the country. The president disclosed this while reacting to the killing of 3 army officers and 12 other soldiers in Delta State. Tinubu, in a statement, said members of the armed forces are the heart and the core of our nationhood, adding that any attack on them is direct attack on the nation. He said the Defense Headquarters and Chief of Defense Staff have been granted full authority to bring to justice anybody found to have been responsible for the killing. While saluting the heroism, courage and a common grit and patriotism of the slain officers, the president said the incident once again demonstrates the dangers faced by servicemen and women in the line of duty. He joined the rest of Nigerians to extend his condolences to the families of the fallen soldiers, their colleagues and their loved ones, and assure that justice will be served. Now, the Senate has strongly condemned the brutal killing of 16 army personnel from Operation Delta Safe in Okwama Community, Uweli South local government area of Delta State. To respond to this tragic incident during a peace mission between two communities, the Senate emphasized the need for the perpetrators to be held accountable for their actions. In a statement signed by Senator Abdulaziz Yar'Adua, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Nigerian Army, the Senate expressed deepest condolences to the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Army Staff and the entire Nigerian Army. The sacrifice made by the commanding officer, 3 officers and 12 soldiers were acknowledged, highlighting their bravery and commitment to peace and security. The Senate commended the swift response of the Chief of Defense Staff in initiating an immediate investigation and stressed the importance of ensuring justice is served. The Senate Committee on the Nigerian Army pledged unwavering support and seeking justice for the fallen heroes and expressed solidarity with the families of the deceased and the entire armed forces during this difficult time. And now 4 individuals are feared dead following a clash between Ayeke and Eweli communities in Ibaji local government area of Kogi State. The long-standing conflict fueled by land disputes escalated into a violent confrontation between the two communities over the weekend. According to local sources, both sides have laid claim to a particular parcel of land, and previous attempts to resolve the disputes have failed. The situation deteriorated on Friday when members of both communities engaged in a physical altercation, resulting in loss of lives and property destruction. Gunfire was exchanged until security forces intervened on Saturday to restore calm. By Saturday evening, 4 deaths had been confirmed, with numerous injuries reported and property damaged in the affected villages. Despite efforts by community stakeholders and security agents to broker a ceasefire, tensions remain high pending a final resolution of the conflict. The State Police Command has been contacted for further details on the incident, but no response has been received as of the time of reporting. The outbreak of violence prompted the Speaker of the Igalo Youth Leaders Assembly to issue a distress call for urgent intervention, highlighting the severity of the situation and the need to protect vulnerable families trapped in their homes due to the hostilities.
People, okay? Now, people, for the far distance, now, people.
As the economic hardship continues to bite harder, low-income earners resident in northwest Nigeria have begun to embrace lower grades of local rice, following its affordability. These lower grades have continued to gain acceptability, with many giving them various names depending on the quality. Trust TV's Hushau Adamu examines the rise in acceptability of these rice among low-income earners in Nigeria's northwest region. The report.
Apapata or Chikapurzar, which literally means struggle or eat and speed, are the popular names of this local rice among the Hausa-speaking communities in the northwestern part of Nigeria. As the name implies, Apapata is a variety of rice that is considered the lowest in grades among the classifications of rice being produced by both local and modern rice millers. Apapata contains a large quantity of unwanted particles, including stone and husk, which make it to be considered as waste and rejected by many. However, as the prices of higher grades continue to surge, some residents, especially the less privileged, have resorted to these lower grades, devoting their times to removing the unwanted particles for consumption. We buy Apapata because of its affordability. A cup of parboiled rice is sold at 500 naira. Refined local rice 450 and Apapata 250 per cup. If you can afford, you can buy a measure, a half of measure, or some cups of Apapata to feed your family. By the time you take it home, your wife can remove the unwanted particles and prepare it for consumption. Courtesy of the patronage this rice is enjoying from consumers, Rice dealers across many markets in the Northwest region are now displaying it open for sale. Buyers, both male and female, from far and near, trooped this market on daily basis to buy the product.
Ita dai wannan shinkafa gaskiya ita ce tafi kowace shinkafa kaskanci.
Apapata is the lowest in grades among all the classification of local rice and is of 3 grades. Even the lowest among the grades that we call chikapuruzar, because of the stone it contains, is costly nowadays. No matter how your wife tries to remove the unwanted particles from this rice, you must chew one while eating it. But despite its status, we still buy 2 or 3 cups to feed our family. Reports have it that the business of apapata is gradually booming in many local markets in northwestern Nigeria as the demand continues to rise every day. Because of the acceptability the rice is enjoying among low-income earners, several rice dealers in these markets have embraced apapata as their source of livelihood. Now, apapata is of 3 grades, the highest, medium, and the lowest, depending on its quality. The highest in quality is being sold at 45,000 naira per bag. The medium stands at 34,000 naira. And the lowest is sold at 27,000 naira per bag. Customers are patronizing this rice because of its affordability. While some customers buy this rice for domestic consumption, others purchase it for transporting to various villages and towns for onward sales to other customers. On daily basis, dozens of bags of apapata rice are being sold to consumers, according to one of its dealers, Safiano Awal. We sold a measure of high quality of apapata rice at 3,000 and the medium 2,006, while the lowest is being sold at 1,800 per measure. On daily basis, I used to sell up to 20 bags of apapata rice, depending on the market. If we get many customers, we can sell more than that. Consumers here want the government and the rice millers in the region to find a way of refining this particular rice to make it a bit more suitable for human consumption. Yusho Adamu, Trust TV News.
Now to Plateau State, where ice block sellers are calling for government intervention in the improvement of electricity supply, as they are unable to meet the growing demand from customers due to the Ramadan fast and heat season. The epileptic power supply means supply shortages are increasing by the day, with both consumers and sellers feeling frustrated. Here is Adamu Imam with a situation report.
Ice block patronage within Bauchi metropolis and transporting the product to neighboring communities has become a seasonal occupation, especially this time of the year, due to the heat wave and Ramadan fast. A business mostly pursued by youths across the state, the current heat wave and the ongoing Ramadan fast means the demand is at all-time high. The lingering power shortage, however, has been largely responsible for the challenges these young business owners continue to face.
The business is going, but it's not going smoothly. The business is going, is fluctuation. It's going up, it's going down, like that, you know. This cost of the naira, the rest of the dollar is for everyone. It's not for only the one that's selling flour or rice or something like that. It's for everybody. Before we are selling this very ice block, 100 naira per each pieces. Today we are selling it 250 naira, 300.
We are appealing to the government regarding the issue of power supply. Our business is facing serious problems, resulting in a scarcity of ice blocks, especially during the month of Ramadan. I have traveled all the way from Bura in Ningi local government area, almost 200 kilometers, just to buy ice blocks, but I couldn't find any. We used to travel long distance to get the product, but it is now very scarce in Kano, Jigawa, and even here in Bauchi. There is a significant challenge. Maman Fati and Adamu Shuara share their experiences in the business while encouraging stakeholders to uplift the youths out of poverty and unemployment using small and medium business skills.
If women can join this business, it will be good. Apart from ice block business, they can also thrive through local juice and help the family. Having a business will also make women to be respected, because if you're busy and make money for yourself, there will be peace in the house.
Cost anything to have the price is over. Ice block now only one is 300 naira, is 200 naira, is 350 for you own. When you are going to take it from here to your house, where you will pay motor service, motor fee, and how much are you going to sell it? If you say 350 or 450, many people see it's too cost. How can you do?
The gaps and challenges in the power sector in Nigeria continue to hamper the productivity of small business like ice block production, which in turn affects the viability of the business despite the current high demand. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And traders of various items and customers in Jos, the Plateau State capital, are decrying low patronage and continued economic hardship. Traders are lamenting a slowdown in sales, while buyers are struggling with low purchasing power to buy food items and essential commodities for the Ramadan fast. Adu Musa completes the report.
This year's Ramadan fast has presented considerable economic challenges for Nigerians, impacting both business owners and customers nationwide. The high cost of goods and services has resulted in widespread lamentation among them. Many traders have observed a notable decrease in customer turnout, attributing it to customers' inability to afford their products. Well, we thank Allah for what we are witnessing today, but our business is not flourishing like before. The amount that we used to buy a bag of date has doubled compared to the price last year. Removal of fuel subsidy and high collection of tax are the main causes of the problem. Our businesses are slowing down due to the low patronage occasioned by food inflation. Because of the current economic situation, people have cut down their expenses. Yes, of course, we are finding it difficult in the market because people don't have money, and that is why we are experiencing low patronage unlike previous years. Some customers speak to Trust TV on the economic situation. We are fasting just because it has become compulsory on us. Because we struggle to buy food to eat, unlike last year when things were a bit affordable. Now, food has become very expensive and we can't longer afford it. Everything is expensive. Last year, we used to labor and buy food for the family, but this year, the story is different. Things are difficult indeed. We are managing to get what we will breakfast with. The traders and their customers have urged government at all levels to intervene and cushion the situation to ameliorate the pains of average Nigerians. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now in Benue, Governor Babagana Zulum, the governor of the state, has taken proactive measures to address the hardship faced by families in southern Benue by distributing food aid to over 52,500 vulnerable families across 7 local government areas. The distribution, which took place at the Butte Township Stadium, aimed to alleviate the effects of inflation and economic challenges gripping the country. Each beneficiary received a 25-kilogram bag of rice and a 25-kilogram bag of maize grain to help ease the food insecurity in the state. And additionally, Governor Babagana Zulum distributed over 100 million naira in grant to 2,000 youth and women to support their farming activities. Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur emphasized the importance of utilizing these resources effectively. The event was attended by various government officials, demonstrating the collective effort to address the challenges faced by communities in Benue State. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State has announced changes to the restriction of movement order for tricycle operators in Yola North, Yola South and Girei councils. According to a press statement released by the governor's chief press secretary, the previous restriction hours, which were from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., have been adjusted to begin from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. This modification aims to enable Muslim worshippers to attend tafsir sessions at their mosque without inconvenience. The governor has instructed security agencies to intensify surveillance across the state, particularly in the specified councils, by deploying additional personnel to ensure the safety of residents. He warned that individuals involved in illegal activities will face legal consequences. Governor Fintiri also urged residents to uphold peace and unity, emphasizing the importance of avoiding actions that could undermine the significant progress achieved in maintaining peace within the state. And away from Adamawa now is Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, is calling on Senate President Godswill Akpabio to take swift action regarding allegations of budget padding. They urge him to refer these allegations to anti-corruption agencies and investigation and prosecution, emphasizing the importance of upholding the rule of law and accountability. Additionally, SERAP demands the immediate reinstatement of whistleblower Abdul Ningi and calls for a commitment to discontinuing unlawful constituency projects in future budget cycles. This initiative aligns with the principles outlined in the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 and reinforces the lawmakers' oath of office. Senator Madu, representing Delta North, disclosed that he successfully secured projects worth 1 billion naira for his constituents. Wos Revelation comes amid the recent controversy surrounding budget padding allegations made by Senator Abdul Ningi regarding the 2024 budget. Responding to Senator Ali Ndume's claims about varying resource allocations for legislators based on the scale of their constituency projects, Nwoko acknowledged that it is not unusual for some senators, including himself, to receive larger allocations. Expressing his preferences for a fixed allocation of constituency project funds for every senator, Nwoko highlighted the need for equity and resource distribution among legislators. This is the news hour, and coming up shortly after the break, we'll take a look at Benue farmers exploring new opportunities with palm tree planting. More news when we come back from this break. To stay with us. News hour on Trust Television. A look at our major stories again. We told you earlier the tension in Delta communities amidst a military tragedy. And the Kogi communal clashes claimed lives, 4 feared dead. Moving on to more stories. In a proactive step towards curbing the spread of malaria in Nigeria, the Plateau State government has received a donation of 2.9 million naira worth of treated mosquitoes net from the World Bank through the Presidential Malaria Initiative. Supervised by the Plateau State Commissioner for Health, Cletus Shukrut, the distribution of these nets to all the 70 local government areas of the state aims to significantly reduce the prevalence of malaria within the region. And Dak Kizito, the coordinator of the Malaria Initiative under the Ministry of Health, emphasized that the distribution ensures equitable access to mosquito net for households across the state, thereby amplifying the impact of the initiative. Ifeanyi Chukwu, representing the global health supply chain, affirmed the provision of technical support, including personnel training, in preparation for the distribution launch.
Of the people governor, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mood Fund, because he has given them the conducive environment to work, and then not even giving the environment, but the governor also went ahead to also pay the counterpart funding to help in distribution of this work, and that is why we are here today. So we appreciate our governor for that gesture.
And we're still undergoing the training. As we're carrying the nets down to local government, the training of our household mobilizers, which will go house by house to register people so that we'll have a tentative knowledge of the number of people that will be eligible to benefit from this net.
So first of all, is to support the market exploitation of nets to all the 17 local governments in Plateau State. We commence these activities today, and we are going to saturate all the local governments within 7 to 10 days. You understand? So as you can see, what they are doing is stacking up this net. Because accountability is key. People that procure this net do not want to hear any stories different from what they have planned to hear.
And away from Plateau State now, the Commissioner of Police in Anambra State, CP Aderemi Adeoye, has pledged to leave no stone unturned in the pursuit of the gunmen responsible for the attack and arson on the vigilante office in Amici, in Newi South local government area. In a statement issued by the police public relations officer in Anambra State, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, on Sunday, CP Adeoye assured the public that efforts are underway to identify and dismantle the gang behind the attack. He extended his condolences to the town and its residents for the loss of a vigilante operative during the incident. The commissioner commended vigilante groups across the state for the dedication to protecting the community and assured them of the police's unwavering support and protection. Furthermore, CP Adeoye directed police tactical teams and special forces throughout the state to respond promptly to any distress calls from vigilante groups facing attacks. He offered prayers for the deceased vigilante operative and reassured the public that his sacrifice will not be forgotten. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has made significant arrests in Bayelsa, Adamawa and Osun states, targeting individuals involved in the distribution and sale of illicit drugs. In Bayelsa, a hairdresser named Josephine Oduno and a dispatch rider named Edesemi Ikboro were apprehended for selling cannabis-laced chin-chin to students and at social gatherings. Their operations were uncovered following the interception of a delivery containing 200 grams of the illicit substance. Further investigation led to the recovery of an additional 3 kilograms of the drugged chin-chin. Meanwhile, in Adamawa State, 2 wanted suspects, Ajem Samuel and Davidson John Joshua, were arrested with a large consignment of tramadol pills concealed in their vehicle. In Osun, a commercial bus driver named Ogunleye Adegoke was apprehended with a stash of tramadol capsules, Rohypnol tablets and codeine syrup hidden in the spare tire compartment of his vehicle. These arrests highlight the NDLEA's commitment to combating drug trafficking and abuse across various states in Nigeria. Now, palm tree planting is being hailed as a hidden treasure yet to be fully explored by many farmers. In Benue State, there's a notable transition from citrus plantation to palm tree cultivation due to its numerous economic advantages. The shift is driven by the realization of the significant economic viability and benefits associated with palm trees. As farmers delve into palm cultivation, they are discovering its potential to generate higher returns and contribute to sustainable agricultural development in the region. Jimmy Azande reports.
Residents of Benue State are recognizing the untapped economic potential of palm trees amidst the abundance of fruits and tubers in the region. Unlike citrus, which often goes to waste due to its perishable nature and limited economic value chain, palm trees offer a variety of products that farmers are just beginning to explore. The diverse range of products derived from palm trees presents an opportunity for increased economic viability and reduced waste in agricultural practices. As farmers go deeper into the economic value chain of palm trees, they are set to unlock new opportunities for sustainable growth and prosperity in the region.
We farmers, we have a lot of things we benefit. But on orange, like palm tree, we get red oil, we make use of brooms, and like palm wine, brother. So for me, I prefer the palm tree than oranges. So how can you sell the bag of orange 1,500 naira? But only a cup of red oil is around 350 naira. So if you check very well, I think this palm tree is better than the orange.
Palm tree is very, very important to plant, because if you plant palm tree, number one thing you start to gain from palm tree is that it will produce shadows in the house. Then number two, after it will produce the shadows, then from there it will still produce you still use the nut to mix for concrete, especially people who are doing building. It's more than gravel. When you use the nut, you can even mix with cement. Then you can build your house very solid.
Farmers in Benue State are urging Nigerians to invest in palm trees, emphasizing its potential to drive the future of Nigeria's economy. Recognizing the multiple of economic benefits associated with palm tree cultivation, they believe that investing in this sector will not only yield profitable returns, but also contribute to the overall growth and development of the country.
Advise people to plant palm tree because of the economic benefit that are inside. There are too many. We as a local man, we can plant it as a source of palm oil, but going further, we discover that there are a lot of resources to tap in.
The earlier government has integrated palm tree plantation into its agricultural policies in Benue State, recognizing its potential for economic growth and sustainability. Palm tree farmers say the cultivation and production process yield significant gains with minimal losses compared to other farm produce in the state. This shows the importance of palm tree cultivation as a viable and resilient agricultural endeavor that aligns with the government's vision for agricultural development and economic prosperity in the state. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Away from Makurdi in Benue State, now a coordinated surface and air assault operators of the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base FOB Igbokoda destroyed 182,000 liters of crude oil at an illegal refinery in Biokbu, Okwama riverine communities within Awoye General Area, Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. The operation, supported by a naval helicopter, targeted the illegal refinery, uncovering 9 locally made ovens and 4 boats containing 60 kegs of illegal refined petroleum products. Navy Captain Wosuku Alushi, commanding officer of the base, disclosed that the operation was part of the operation's Delta Sanity's mandate, and the destroyed refined product amounted to approximately 97 million naira. Rear Admiral Mustafa Bala Hassan, Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, initiated special air operations to provide aerial intelligence on criminal hideouts and hotspots in the area. Traditional rulers in Yoruba land have been charged to be vanguards of safeguarding the Yoruba culture and traditions, which are at the brink of extinction. This charge comes on the heels of the heavy dominance of foreign culture and faith in Yoruba culture. Hamid Oyegbade files in this report.
The Yoruba people of the southwestern part of Nigeria take pride in their rich cultural heritage. Traditional rulers are the custodians of these cultures and traditions, which are meant to be protected jealously. But the dominance of foreign culture and religion among the Yoruba people poses a serious threat to the continued existence of Yoruba culture and tradition. The Olowu of Kuta Kingdom in Osun State, Oba Hamid Adekunle Oyelude Makama says the solution starts with the traditional rulers themselves.
Many of our colleagues have totally digressed from the core value of being a traditional ruler. Many of our colleagues in Yoruba land today are either Islamic ruler or Christian ruler. But I am not being enthroned in the mosque. I am neither enthroned in the church. I am enthroned in Ojamosun here according to the culture and tradition of Owu and Yoruba.
A traditionalist, Olusegun Daramola, lamented that many traditional rulers have abandoned Yoruba culture and tradition because of their faith.
If you know that you are a Muslim or you are a Christian and you felt that your faith will not allow you to respect that too, but there's no point. There's no point sitting on it in the first place. Just respect your faith and yourself. Just move on.
Oba Hamid Adekunle Oyelude Makama appealed to the media to assist in promoting Yoruba culture and tradition.
When you see some traditional ruler misbehaving, don't amplify it. Believe that he has a problem. Some of them might even have a depression. You may not know. Believe he has a problem, downplay it.
Ironically, while the Yorubas are copying foreign culture, Europeans are learning and practicing the Yoruba culture, an indication that Yoruba culture is unique and acceptable globally. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
You're still watching Trust TV's News Hour. We'll go on a short break, but the news will return shortly. Stay with us. You're welcome back. And now away from Niger, ruling military junta have revoked a military accord allowing U.S. Department of Defense personnel on its soil, Colonel Madu announced on national television late Saturday. The decision, effective immediately, follows a visit by U.S. officials, including Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Molifi, and General Michael Langley from U.S. Africa Command. Abdurrahman cited lack of diplomatic protocol and insufficient information about the delegation's composition, arrival date, and agenda. Discussions centered on Niger's military transition, cooperation and partner choices in combating militant groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Since seizing power last July, Niger, like Mali and Burkina Faso, has expelled European forces and turned to Russia for support. The U.S. State Department acknowledged Niger's statement, emphasizing frank discussion about concerns regarding the junta direction. Despite the decision, the U.S. remained in contact with junta and pledges updates as needed. Now, joining us via a telephone conversation to discuss the developments in Niger is Professor Jude Madu. He is the Director, Center for Peace and Security Studies, Modibo Adama University in Yola. Thank you, Professor, for joining us tonight.
Thank you also for inviting me to join you.
So it appears that the military leadership is trying to cut all ties with global powers from the West. And do you think that this direction will be in the interest of Niger?
Certainly not. I know that the military junta in Niger is trying to assert the territorial integrity. Of course, you saw that they have done the same with regards to their relationship with France when they asked France to quit their state. Now, the U.S. is it, and we live in a global world. This is what we call geopolitics. A global world where the world is an interdependent world. We need assistance of other countries, especially with regards to fighting jihadists within the Sahel region. We are aware that Niger is one of the countries that is troubled by the activities of jihad today. So for Niger, the military junta in Niger to come up with the decision to ask the U.S. to quit its sword, I don't think it's a good development at all. Because that place, Niger is very strategic to Niger, strategic to so many countries around Niger also, including the U.S. also. In Niger, the U.S. has about 1,100 troops boots on the ground, and they just have about 2 military bases where they use drones to monitor the activities of jihadists. Yeah. So for that reason, the security reason, I don't think Niger should have come up with this kind of statement to say that to ask the U.S. to do. It is not good, and I'm convinced that there is going to be consequences. There will be consequences because most of the soldiers that joined Bazoum to overthrow, to join the military junta to overthrow President Bazoum, most of them were trained in the U.S. So if the President junta is not asking the U.S. to leave, of course there's going to be serious consequences. And the military base in Niger was built by the U.S. and it cost the U.S. about $100 million to establish that military base. So for you to ask the U.S. to leave, after we can spend about $100 million, I don't think the U.S. government will take it so lightly. So there might be consequences for this kind of action.
All right, Professor, let's look on the flip side now. The recent lifting of sanctions by ECOWAS has been met with radio silence as the borders on the Niger side remain closed. What do you think is the plan here?
Well, I think ECOWAS suddenly realized that the initial action it took to ban Niger and also to close its borders and also to have threatened the military action against it. I suddenly realized that those actions were not too good. Especially because it's a sister country. We have so many things in common with Niger. So I think that the reason why ECOWAS did that was just to set the trace and to also see how to get the opportunity for dialogue and negotiation between ECOWAS and Niger. I think it's a good development. But again, what I'm saying is that Niger is not standing to say, okay, you have opened the borders, but nothing, there shouldn't be any movement from Nigeria to Niger. I don't think, I don't think that stance that's coming from the military junta is okay, because what they are doing gradually will eventually isolate Niger from the international politics. They shouldn't be seen to be taking this kind of action. What I expect them to do is to engage with the US, engage with ECOWAS to see how they can be able to achieve their interest in this crisis situation. So for ECOWAS to have reversed this, I think it's a very good thing to have done that. I expected that should open the door for dialogue and negotiation, but we are not seeing the military also reciprocating over contact and pass as to pull his borders and also to discuss electricity back to the so that the economy can recover again.
All right, thank you, Professor Jude Madu. We appreciate giving us your insight into the recent development in Niger. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Now, moving on to other news, nearly 40 people were injured in a tragic incident after a bus collided with an oil tanker on a highway in Helmand province in Afghanistan, officials confirmed. The collision, which occurred on the Kandahar-Herat highway in Gareshk district, resulted in at least 21 fatalities and 38 injuries. The crash involved multiple vehicles, including a motorcycle, a fuel truck and a bus traveling from Herat city to Kabul. According to Shah Muhammad Wahdat, head of information department for Helmand's provincial government, the bus driver lost control after colliding with the motorcycle. leading to a collision with an oil tanker traveling in the opposite direction. This collision ignited a fire, further exacerbating the severity of the incident. An investigation into the accident is underway, with authorities actively working to determine the cause of the accident, and cleanup efforts are ongoing, with images shared on social media showing the aftermath of the collision, including charred debris scattered and across the highway. Traffic accidents are unfortunately common in Afghanistan, often attributed to poor road conditions, driver negligence, and a lack of traffic infrastructure. And now in sports, Manchester United has eliminated Liverpool in the ongoing FA Cup competition. In an incident-packed encounter, it was substitute Amad Diallo who sent Eric Ten Hag's side to Wembley with a strike in the dying seconds of the additional period to send the Stretford end wild. It summed up everything about thriller, with United manager Ten Hag doing a dance of delight as Diallo's shot flashed past Liverpool keeper Colmine Kelleher. And United's desire for a place in the last four at Wembley was illustrated in a fast start, which saw them take an early lead with Scott McTominay bundling home from close range in the 10th minute after Kelleher had pushed out Alejandro Garnacho's shot. Kelleher denied McTominay again from close range before the tie was turned its head as Liverpool scored twice in 3 minutes in the stroke of half-time to take the lead and stun United. It looked like the game was up for United, but Rashford made amends for his earlier miss with another equaliser to set up that sensational finale with Diallo the central figure. And before we go, here is a kicker, but we'll bring you that in our subsequent bulletin. And this brings us to the end of the news hour tonight. For more news, programming and documentaries, don't forget to follow our live streaming on YouTube and our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining and have a wonderful night, friends.